Welcome back to Three Trials Barbecue. Today we're going to be messing with this old country Pecos. We're going to try to insulate that firebox. We're going to try to run some tests to see what the grate temperatures are in the middle, left, and right. And we're also going to be doing a stack modification. To start doing a makeshift insulation job, we're going to use a Rutland Firebox bricks. We're going to lay it out inside this burn box. Okay, so now that we're insulated, that's what it looks like. Now there's two ways of making fire. You can make it directly on the fire bricks, or you could use the little coal bed. We're going to lay it on top like so. It'll give us a little bit of airflow down here. We'll start a fire. So while that fire starts, I'm going to take this grate out. When I first got the Pecos, I wasn't even sure how these tuning plates worked, but I don't know if this is even for my smoker. So we got the tuning plates down. I'm going to get some probes. We're going to try to fire this up, get it as hot as we can. I'm going to shoot for anywhere from 250 to 300 and do a couple tests and see if this tuning plate actually works. And we're going to go add the stack extension next. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. But while the fire gets going, we've got the tuning plates set. I have two vent stacks. The one on the right here is an idea I got from a YouTuber named Josh. He has a Pecos. He really tricked it out. He had the stack welded by a metal shop. He only extended it 6 inches. I'm going to try to simulate his because he's the only one that's ran tuning plates and extended the stack. I gave myself 8 inches because it goes down about an inch or so I can put my band clamp. He actually had his firebox insulated as well. The next option I had was a little bit of a tribute to Raleigh Smoke and FIKSCUE. They extended their stack. Raleigh extended it 18 inches and FIKSCUE 12 inches. Now, I wanted to find that medium point and also do it, but Raleigh Smoke also talks about the stack being 30 inches from the top of the elbow and being 3/4 the length. So in his case, he was about 39 inches to the bottom and 34 to the top. FIKSCUE putting his extension, when he measured to the bottom, and he was 33 to the bottom, which put him about 28 to the top. Josh only extended 6 inches from the top, which would have put him at 27 to the bottom and 22 from the top of that elbow. So what I decided to do was make a 14-inch extension, which should put me at 35 from the bottom and exactly 30 from the top. Stay tuned, we're going to add that stack while this fire gets going. All right, so there's my 14-inch extension. That puts me at 30 inches from the top of that elbow. 30 inches is about 3/4 of the length of that cooking grate. I'm gonna let this come up to temp. I'm gonna set up an inkbird that I have, and I'm going to put, like I said, a probe here, the middle, and over here to the right, and I want to see what the hot spots are going to be. We're gonna go ahead and just monitor this and see how the temperatures do with not only the stack, but the tuning plates. All right, everyone. So after an hour, the temperatures are definitely hotter by the stack. They're about a 25 to 27 degree difference between the middle probe, which is at 267, and the whole time the probe closest to the firebox has been the lowest temperature. That and the middle one have had about a 7 degree difference. I had to make an adjustment here, but if you can see, the first probe is about 10 degrees from the middle, and the one closest to the firebox, which has the smaller holes, is at 202. That's what it looks like. So the 230s right here, 220, and then we had the close to 200 there. So this would tell me that that's basically all the smoke that's coming out. And you could see it here. The holes are bigger there. So not much smoke is coming from this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust. What I did is I put them in between these two holes, and these two bigger holes. As you can see, you have a very small hole there and there. What I did is I moved this plate over a little bit so I can grab a little bit of smoke from this side. So if I pull it out, now you can see it. There's a gap. There's about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch gap. And now you can see that there's smoke coming from both sides. So let's see if that kind of helps out. And we'll be back. After a couple attempts and couple adjustments, this was as good as I was going to get it. So the probe at 280 is my farthest to the left. My second probe at 281 is in the middle, and my far right is at 271. I wanted to show you guys, this is using my 14-inch extension. It's working real well. Let me go ahead and pop this open just to give you guys an idea of where the placement was. It's basically at the halfway point. And from the last adjustment, all I did was scoot this plate over a little bit, got it away from this edge here to allow a little bit more air. But that's basically where the sweet spot is at. So I was able to remove half of that tuning plate, and look at those reeds. Our farthest probe on the left hand side by the stack is 205. My second probe in the middle is 200. The third one in the middle is 200. And the far right by the fire Firebox is 200. Now all I did was fine tune this. I'm gonna show you guys because I also added a fourth probe, but that's where my probes are at. And so this is preliminary. I'm gonna leave it as is. We're only running a 200-degree fire, so I want to crank this up to at least 350, 300, and we'll go ahead and give this a shot and see if maybe eliminating half the tuning plate gives us some even cooking. Because prior to using just half of it, we were really sectioned off right here about halfway. Um, that was about the sweet spot. So this is a to be continued. So pay attention for part 2, and we'll go ahead and start with this setup when we get another day. Thank you guys for joining, and if you haven't hit them likes or subscribed, please go ahead and do so, and we'll see you guys on number 2.